And Fisk will lead it off.
Most of us know about this famous 1975 World Series home run.
There it goes, a long drive.
It was a huge moment thanks to New Hampshire native Carlton Fisk. Yeah, there's a marker for that. Did you know the famous Nansen ski jump in Berlin hosted the Nationals 4 times, attracting thousands? There's a marker for that. Many may have forgotten Betty and Barney Hill famously reported encountering aliens in the White Mountains in the 1960s. Oh yeah, there's a marker for that too. In fact, there are more than 250 state historical markers all over New Hampshire that many simply drive by. But for some, the markers have become a sort of quest.
You have the map? Okay.
This is Mike and Robin Moyer and their nieces in the back seat, 12-year-old Emma Lacey and 16-year-old Mary Lacey.
I think I see it.
Sign.
They are attempting to visit every historical marker in the state.
The Belmont Mill in the 1830s. It first produced cotton cloth.
This scene has played out dozens of times since their quest started in 2014, mainly because Emma loved history and her aunt had an idea.
I always thought it would be interesting to be able to read the markers because you drive by them so fast. Usually you don't get a chance to really read what's on them.
One day, I know Emma came to me and said, we're going to try and do all the signs. I said, every one?
The family now has a photo logbook to document their journeys. In their first 2 years, they visited 167 signs.
I like the experience of just being with the girls and just seeing other places in the state.
Following a map of historical markers, they drive to the site, which isn't always easy to spot.
Sign.
Sign.
Can I go in there? Go ahead, car. There it is, right there.
They walk out as a group to the sign, and Emma and Mary take a photo with the marker, like the Shaker Village marker in Loudon. Then they read the text.
Organized in 1792 in the township of Canterbury. The Shakers established high...
Well, quite often, once we see the sign, we'll go back and I'll Google it and we'll look at the more in depth.
Emma has become a sort of sign celebrity. She even dressed up as an historical marker for Halloween and was invited to help unveil this new marker in Hooksett. In fact, new markers are popping up every year thanks to the state DOT and the State Division of Historical Resources.
The Historic Highway Marker Program got started in 1958. At that time, if you think about interstates were being built, people were traveling more, and so it became a very popular item.
The markers cover a range of events and people that made New Hampshire history, from the first credit union to union camps.
It takes a bit of work. There are only about 12 to 14 lines on each of those markers, and so it takes some time to edit the story down to fit.
Anyone can propose a marker. The state must then decide which to accept, do fact-checking, and work on the text. Each year, about a half a dozen new sign ideas are accepted. The cast aluminum markers are then hand-manufactured here at Siwa Studio in Ohio. Once they're ready, they're installed by New Hampshire DOT.
Sometimes the markers tell a story that happened right on that spot, or sometimes it refers the traveler to something maybe a mile away, that type of thing.
There is a handy map on the state website to guide you to the markers. But history is not without controversy, and neither are the signs.
We sometimes hear complaints. People don't think that was important enough to be on a state historic highway marker, or else they have some different information that they feel should have been included. Maybe they try to correct some information that's on the markers.
Which takes us to Boscawen, where we met teaching artist Merrick Bennett.
She's carrying her hatchet. She's probably barefoot or in moccasins.
He will often draw near historical markers, like this one for Hannah Dustin.
And as I traveled around the state, I started seeing more and more of these signs on the side of the road, and I decided I'd stop and pay attention to them.
Merrick was so inspired by the roadside history lessons, he started putting the stories in cartoons on his blog, Live Free and Draw.
I use a lot of stick figures because I find when people look at those, they say, oh, I could do that. And then I hope next time they pass a historical highway marker, they think, maybe I'll draw that out, you know? Or maybe I'll imagine it differently. Or maybe I'll just use that skill of stopping, reading it, and then asking questions about it.
Merrick thinks of the markers as doors to a bigger story, more context, like the Hannah Dustin plaque.
The 10 Indians mentioned in the monument that she kills, of those 10, 7 of them were children. And when you learn that, it just totally changes how you read this monument.
Whether you stop at one or many, know there's always more down the road.
It's cool learning the history of the whole state, and it's cool seeing all the cool things that are here that we just didn't know about. So why stop at just a few?